Okay. Well, yesterday was not day 81. It was 80. I gotta look at the Excel sheet. I think today is 87. Today is 87. I'm just leaving Curly Maple Shelter. I did not find any curly maples, or maples that were curly. Maybe it's just the name of the maple. So last night, fix something with my hair. Last night I got in soaking wet, but it was really warm, so I figured everything would dry. There's the shelter. So I hung everything up, and it did not dry. So I'm wearing my raincoat because look at this big rock. There's a tree growing out there. Tree growing out here, but look at this poor little guy. You see it? It either got cut off, chopped off, chewed off, something, but it didn't survive. Got a lovely bridge provided here. I think this is the first bridge for the trip. I saw one yesterday, but it was more like it was just a plank. Lovely bridge provided. Here we have a choice of bridges. You want man-made? Do you want natural? I had some technical issues and lost the clip that I had talked about this, but I met a guy walking up into this, and he was carrying a backpack with a bunch of supplies, and I was told that after the hurricane, a lot of people that had lost their homes with the flooding, and they just took up living in the woods nearby where they worked because they didn't have any place to live. I don't know what this is, but I'm thinking it's just a road with houses. I thought at first it was like I think there's a river there. I think it's just a road with houses that the trail gets close to. This is a river that got a makeover with the hurricane. You see how I don't know what it looked like before, but I know a lot of it changed in that section of the railroad. You can see there, apparently got wiped out, they had to rebuild it. That's the railroad bridge, which looks like it wasn't taken out by the hurricane, because that's not new. There's rust all over that. So maybe they need to get those engineers to build the other bridge. I almost got ran over by a train one time. It is amazing how well these things absorb vibration and sound or something. I don't know. I can feel and hear the slightest thing. I did not hear or feel that train. I was a kid. Teenager. And where I had grown up, I just moved, but I had grown up. There weren't trains, at least not near us. I don't think I ever remember seeing a train. Because I remember before we moved, we were down visiting and a train went by and we got all excited. I got all excited. Anyhow, so it was like the first time I was on a railroad track, and I did not realize and it is true, it's happened to a lot of people. They'll be up on the tracks. In Pennsylvania, railroad tracks is like the favorite place to go take pictures. You're not supposed to, it's actually illegal. I learned that later on. You're not supposed to be loitering on the tracks. There was a family in Pennsylvania that almost got ran over by a train. So anyhow, look both ways. Look both ways again. Don't trip. Don't run. Get across. Look both ways again. Be safe, be smart, don't die. So I guess we're going to be fording a river today. I'm just kidding. So this is the bridge that got swept away. There it is there. A little bit of it over there. There it was. That place over there, that's Uncle Johnny's. And I guess they're saying don't ford it. It's kind of deep. Doesn't look deep, but it's deep and the current's pretty strong. So what people are doing is they're doing this walk around. So you can see there's someone hiking right up there. It's a 2.5 mile walk around. It is on like a 1.5 lane road, no shoulder, and people are going on. Cars use it because they can't get across the bridge, so there's constant traffic. But here's the important thing for me. It is not calculated in the miles. So here's what I'm gonna do. There's my car. I'm driving around it, leaving my car on the other side, and then I am coming back after the bridge is built. When I come back again to finish some more in the south after the bridge is built, I'll just come over here and walk across the bridge, fill in the miles. A little bit of a cheating, but it's not included in the total miles, even though it is the official detour. So there's Uncle Johnny's. There's the bridge that is no longer. And it says mile 344.5. So I wonder if they change that as the mileage changes. So there's the railroad bridge. And over here, that's the bridge that's washed out. There's Little Sticks' daily appearance. See the view, Little Sticks? Finding all kinds of little friends on this hike. If I had a pet, it would be a turtle. It's the only pet I would want. Some more down trees. Haven't seen them like this in a while. Here is, I think, No Business Knob Shelter. I stopped here and ate lunch. Talked to another section hiker who through hiked maybe 8 years ago. And now I am back on. I don't know where I'm going to spend the night. There's not these ridges don't really have places to stealth camp. Trail, that's the northbound section. The southbound don't really have good places to stealth. The next campsite is 7 miles away. There's 10.5 miles in already. I think it's 2 o'clock. I was at the shelter for about an hour. No worse than a garden hose. A very old hollowed tree. And a little slide on it and something down there too. Wonder if it is it a troll house? Or a gnome house, I mean. Oh, that road is closed. What are the chances we're on a walking road? There's another road up there. This must have been, I don't remember a road crossing. But apparently there is. I think it's a dirt road. That is one big, large, what do they call them, barrels? And that looks like a tree is hollow too. So I've been leapfrogging all day with a girl, French toast. She through hiked 2018 and then she through hiked the PCT in 2024. She's just out for a section. Anyhow, we've been leapfrogging all day and we talked about going to Whistling Gap campsite, which is it's about 3 miles from where I am now. However, there's a 1.5 mile ascent with 1,500 or more feet of elevation. which is steep. In between here, oops, there's a snake. Where'd he go? That is what I get for talking without looking and sitting. So I don't know where it went. Usually I see snakes. I was just thinking about that today. How usually I see snakes, and this one I walked right up on. I wasn't looking. It was a garter snake, or I don't know, it wasn't a garter snake, it was a brown snake. Non-venomous. Anyhow, so there's a very steep ascent, which, and the comments in far out say that it is very steep. And there's some cliffs at the top. At the bottom there's a road crossing, and somebody put comments in that there's a really nice big campsite there with water. And that is a little less than a mile from here. So I'm thinking I'm going to stay there because it's 5 o'clock now. I took a really long break at the shelter, and the 10 minutes I thought it was going to take me to loop around the bridge actually almost took me an hour, because I was doing some stuff at my car and I looped around. There's a gas station, so I stopped there, went in, used the bathroom, used running water, washed my face and my hand, got a drink, and then by the time I got back on trail, it was like 50 minutes, which I was not expecting to lose that time. And I've taken unfiltered water, and it took a while because I filled everything up. So I've taken a little more breaks than I thought I was going to today. Anyhow, I think I'm going to stay at that campsite down at the bottom, and then maybe I'll get up early and tackle that while it's still cool. And if I really get up early, maybe I can get sunrise at the top. Which I probably wouldn't do, because every time I'm planning to do that, I never do it. So we'll see. She hikes faster than me, and she didn't take as long as a break. She stopped at the shelter, and we were talking for a long time, but I was there before her and after her. So, and then she left, and I'd stop and get water too. So, but I would not be surprised if she were there, because she was thinking of going to a swim gap, but she wasn't really anticipating doing that steep climb at the end of the day. I guess we'll see. For me, I'm not going to a swim gap. If this campsite looks good and there's room, I'm going to stay there. No trolls here either, so this is where you'd find them. I think I'm almost to the road, and I smell charcoal. Know why? But I be smelling charcoal near a road. What are the chances there's trail magic there? Unfortunately, I'm not as close to the road as I thought I was. And the charcoal smell went away then. So, I don't know if it was just wasting from something or what that was. Wishful thinking. So, it started to rain, so I pulled all my rain gear out. Got my backpack cover on. Got my rain skirt on. Pulled my hat out. I was not going to put my coat on because it was still too warm for that, but I got it out in case it started pouring. And then it stopped. So now I'm sweating. And I would have been sweating anyway. But the rain skirt does block the wind and the breeze. So that's holding in some heat. I can take the hat off if I want to. Got down here and didn't see anything, but then I looked across the road and I see a cooler there. I'm camping here at Spivey Gap, and I'm gonna do the inclines tomorrow.
And I take it one step at a time, adding the miles to the end. Making my way through the clouds, and I take it one step